Oh, hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Walt. I am your Northwest Outdoorsman. So today, I have a confession to make. I am an addict. Now, fortunately, it's not a chemical addiction. Unfortunately, it's every bit as expensive. Oh, y'all. I'm a knife addict, seriously. So today, I thought I would show you some of my Bushcraft folding knives. You know, a lot of times I'll be out for 2, 3, 4 days, and I will have a folding knife. Now, unlike a chemical addiction, like alcoholism or, drug addiction where I have a specific drug of choice, as long as it's sharp and pointy, and frankly, it doesn't even have to be pointy, it just has to be sharp, I want it. But I have three knife styles in particular that my diseased brain just cannot let go of. So I'm going to set him aside here. You've seen this one, but I'll show you why you're going to see it again. Lost it. I'm going to start with the knife that got me started on large folders. And that's this one. This is the Schrade USA LB7. 5-inch folding hunter, lockback, wood handle, brass bolsters. This is, I believe, stainless. Yeah, stainless. You can see the verdigris because I've had it in. This is why they say don't store your knives in leather, y'all. And honestly, I'm just too lazy to take it out. So, oh, that's why I can't find it. Some dummy put it in my pocket. There's the sheath I put it in. You can see. And I'm just too lazy to take them out. That's why it's there. Excuse me. Now, 5-inch folding hunters are amazing. Of course, this all started with the Buck 110. Yes, I also have a Buck 110, but I can't seem to locate it. So that's that. So if I'm going out for especially just a quick day hike, a Schrade USA 5-inch folding hunter is always, 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 always with me. Okay? And just so you know how serious I am about this, I have 5 of the Schrade USA folding hunters. Of course, you can only get these on eBay now, on eBay now, because Schrade, owned by the Schrade Company, went out of business in 2004, bought by Taylor Brands, was owned by Taylor Brands from 2004 to 2014, and sold to the new company that I can't remember the name of because, frankly, I'm not interested anymore. When Taylor bought the name, Schrade, Uncle Henry, Old Timer, right? They bought that names and they bought the designs, and this unfortunately was one of the designs they bought. And frankly, Taylor's one of those companies that they will buy a reputable name and just whore it out. I mean, the first thing they did was move everything to China, and you could not find a Schrade, Uncle Henry, or an Old Timer that would hold an edge. You wouldn't. I do have a couple from the new company, and I mean, they're not bad. I mean, they are not this. So there's that. So this is Schrade USA 5-inch folding hunter, and one of those, anytime I go out, say up to 3 days, I'm going to have one of those. Now, I have one, and I hesitate to say it's Schrade USA. I will say this, all of the parts are Schrade USA. So when Schrade went out of business in 2004, they sold everything, including their existing stock of blades and handle materials. And what somebody did was take a Schrade X-Timer blade. They didn't have a Schrade X-Timer handle, so they put it in an old-timer 6OT handle. And so far I've only used this around the house, and I probably will not take this specific one out to the woods with me. And don't get me wrong, I love this combination. I really do. The thumb ramp is spectacular. I mean, it just, you got the purchase right there is just, yeah. Now, originally I bought this, and see, you're about to see why I don't take this out with me. The back spring is, oh my God, it is a pain, y'all. It is. Okay, to put this in perspective, I am a large man that lifts weights, and I'm having a hard time with this. So, I won't take this out, one, because it's just such a pain to close, and two, when they put it together, this pin here, there was no spacer between the blade and the liner. So everything is just really tight. Now, I can open and close this about 3 times before my thumbs hurt so bad I can't use it, which of course makes it useless in the woods. So this I will never take out in the woods with me, but I just really like it. It's pretty. Okay. I know. Sick man. Okay. Now, if I'm going out a little longer, and I thought it would be a good idea, you know, buy something. You know what? Hang on. Let's go back. So, Schrade went out of business, and I'll be honest, I freaked out a little bit. A little bit. Yeah, that's what happened. I freaked out a little bit. Okay. So I went out and bought this knife, and this is where I found, no, not SOG. This is a sheath I bought because I needed sheaths, and these were on sale dirt cheap. So, and the nice thing about these is, I have one on my day pack, my haversack, and I can slip it through the webbing and it stays there and it's good. But this is where I fell in love with this brand. I bought this knife, set him up there, and this is, see if I can get this to focus. Whoop. There we go, Bear MGC, right? Now Bear & Sons. The 5-inch folding hunter. You can see, same basic profile, same size. This is slightly lighter. The Bear & Sons is slightly lighter. It's narrower on the ends, which means there's less brass, which makes it lighter. In the hand, because it swells here in the middle, in the hand, oh, this is a dream. Guys, I'll hold on to this all day long, and it's amazing. So if I'm going out, and for whatever reason I want something besides the Schrade USA, this one goes. I mean, I will swap it out for this. And sometimes I'll just put this one on my pack or my bag, and I will actually use this one and just carry that one, because frankly, I have carried one of these knives when I go out since I was 12. I got my first one, and I've had one ever since, and it goes with me, and it's just, I know it's dumb, because I know this knife, I know for a fact this knife is every bit as good as this knife, but this is the one I've always had, and I've never had a problem. This is just kind of like my psychological security blanket, I guess. I don't know. And then next, again, after I freaked out, Colonial, right? Makes a 5-inch folding hunter, and you can see the profile is almost exact. Okay. blade profile, so it's almost an exact copy. Now the belly is a little more pronounced, but it's an old knife, and let's face it, I'm getting older and my belly's a little more pronounced too. But again, rock solid, don't have a problem with it. This one I like to use when I stay close, just because this isn't solid brass. This is a, what do they call it, composite, I guess? I don't know. It's, I forget the word. Yeah. It's not pure brass, okay? It's way lighter than the Schrade. And in knives, okay, before anybody tells me what an idiot I am, we're talking about knives. So as little as a half an ounce is considered considerably lighter. So just saying. Now, I found those and I'm like, sweet, right? So I've got this one's a little lighter. This one, these two are about the same. Okay, just saying. But the Bear 5-inch Hunter and this Bear 5-inch Hunter, now this one is way light. This is ounces lighter than anything else. 5-inch folding hunter, and this original design, including the striations, I guess. Whatever these little bumpy lines are, just saying, was originally a Kershaw design, and I actually had the Kershaw years and years and years ago in the early 80s, and I loved it. Yeah, everywhere. This is way light. Now, if I'm going out deep, this one's going with me. It's just way lighter. I like it. Literally, I put it on my belt, and I don't even realize it's there. And I find myself, I'm constantly reaching back, making sure it's still there, because I don't feel it, right? So the problem with something like this is you get used to carrying it. And if for some reason you take it off your belt, this missing throws you off, and it's almost like you want to walk around in circles trying to compensate. Okay, this is that light. This, I don't even feel it, so I'm constantly reaching back. My only knock on this knife, literally, is I'm constantly reaching back to make sure it's still on my belt. Performance-wise, flawless. Comfort-wise, oh yeah, yeah. Awesome. So, when this whole, a knife is too heavy thing started in the bushcraft community, and I don't know why it started, I don't know where it started, I don't care. But I thought at the time, okay, let's explore some lighter knives. And this was one of the purchases that I bought. And I love the knife. I hate the weight, but I love the knife. I don't like the weight, and I realize this is just an old guy thing, because growing up, every knife we had was heavy. So something like this just throws me off. And I know it's just an old guy thing. So all you young pups, shut up. I know, it's because I'm an old guy, okay? Leave me alone. I'm old. So I bought one of these, again, a Schrade USA. This is an X-Timer. Aluminum handles, checkered, belt clip. Now this, unfortunately, I have a love-hate with this knife. I use it around the house, and I feel bad when I carry it, because when Schrade realized they were in trouble, they decided, okay, maybe we should upgrade our line. And this had been in their lineup forever. Okay, this came out shortly after Buck came out with the 110, and they jumped on it. Schrade jumped on it. and changed just enough about it that they could get away without having to pay a royalty or a license to Buck. Anyway, they came out with this. This is a nice, light, really light knife. I hate the belt clip. It was, see, it's not, one, it's not deep. So when you put it in your pocket, right, this much of it sticks out. No, let me close it here. When you're carrying it, this much sticks out of your pocket. And it doesn't seem like a lot, except when you reach your hand, every time I reach my hand back for something on my belt, right, I'm catching my fingers, I'm catching my hand on, okay, and this being checkered aluminum, along the edges, it's like, it's not going to cut you, but it's damn uncomfortable. I will take this, like if I'm just going out for a quick little, you know, couple hours, and I have other things I need to do that day, and I know I'm going to be stopping in town somewhere. So rather than carry something like this on my belt, and of course people freaking out, calling 911, I'll slip this in my pocket and take it with. It's great for food prep. Honestly, I've never used it for anything harder than that. Just because it makes me sad that this was part of Schrade's last gasp. I mean, that's my problem with that one. Okay, moving on. Staying up the... I decided to go check out some lighter weight knives. This one, the K-Bar, much thinner all the way around. Honestly, I didn't think I would like it because the handle is so much... See if I can get this to show on camera here. There's just so much less to the knife. I mean, you can see here how much thinner it is. It's much thinner up here in profile. In width, it's like way smaller, okay? And it's a lot lighter. It's a good 1.5 ounces lighter. Love this knife, by the way. I really enjoy this knife. But I don't carry it much. Not that I don't like it. Not that I absolutely love this knife. But this would be something I throw in my butt pack. Like, if I lose my primary, I've still got a 5-inch folder that I know I can count on. So that's that. And of course I went and got a Ontario Rat 1. And see, there's the... Where can you? There we go. See, Randall's Adventure Training. It's the old insignia. And the first thing I did was take the stupid pocket clip off because I don't like it. Liner lock, right? Drop point blade. Love this. Fabulous knife. Good lightweight. Again, this one will go in my butt pack or in my haversack, just in my pack somewhere. If one of these fails, I've still got a backup. And that pretty much covers the 5 inches. And again, to put this in perspective, I have 5 Schrade USAs, not including this one. I have 5 of these. I have the LB7, the 60T, the 80T, okay? I have one of these, I have one of these, I have 2 of these, I have 2 of these, I have one of these, and 2 of these. Okay, so you can see, like, I don't have just this one. I got 5 of this. I've got 2 of this. I've got 2 of this. Excuse me. The odds of me using this knife up in my lifetime are nil. Okay, I'm not going to use this in my lifetime. Especially with what I've got left. But I have 2. Can somebody explain that? And oddly enough, they're both they're both advertising for a tool company. So yeah, I mean, me and 5-inch folding hunters, and that doesn't include. I do have a 110, and I just, for the life of me, cannot find it. I have zero idea where it is. I know it's here somewhere. I know it's in the house. I've used it, but where, I don't know. So let me clean this up a little bit. Now, there are advantages and disadvantages to the 5-inch hunter. So, for like big whittling chores, food prep, it's amazing. A 5-inch folding hunter is not my favorite for hunting, other than things like squirrels. Maybe something a little bigger. But yeah, probably not. So let me get rid of these and we'll move on to my next addiction. And you can see I'm just getting, it's like, I'll just buy random sheaths when I find them, guys, and put my knives in them. So please disregard the sheaths. My next addiction. And I showed you this in another video. This is my back pocket knife. You can see the tip's been broke off, reprofiled. This thing has been a pry bar, a hammer. But you know what? It's still scary sharp. Now, aha! Oh, here's where my sickness comes back in. Yeah, I got 3 more. I got 3 more. 3 more of these. So I've got, this is the one I've had forever. I bought this one, which still, like, was unused when I got it. Again, you can see the verdigris because I'm too lazy to keep it out of the sheath. But I have another one, brand new, and I have one that's, I don't know, got about that much of the blade has been used. So now I've got 4 of these. Yeah, sick, man. Okay. Now, because I bought the Colonial 5-inch folding hunter, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool if they had the smaller one? And here we go. And this one is called the Ranger. What their Colonial did was actually name theirs the Ranger. Now I've got one of those because, frankly, these are hard to find. These are hard to find. The funny thing is, when you find them, they're not expensive because, honestly, they're nowhere near the quality of this. This is a tank. This is bulletproof. It is literally truck driver proof, okay? I know because I've run over it when I drove a truck. Still working, well, this one, not this one. I ran over this one, which is one of the ways the tip broke on that knife, by the way. This is bomb proof. This one is way lighter, and frankly, it's a good knife, and it's a good blade, and the lockup, there's zero wiggle. The lockup is, okay, you can see when I do this, watch. It does move, but it doesn't release, okay? Therefore, I will use this one, but it does not have the same level of trust with me that something like this does. These are cheap. Colonial literally put these out to compete with this and just get a piece of their pie. They just wanted a piece of the buck pie. That's what they came out with. Back to one of my new favorites. I also thought, well, if Colonial came out, these are what, like 3 3/4 inches, but just, I understand they're not 4 inches, but I'm going to call them 4-inch hunters because it's quicker. I thought, if these guys have one, and a 5-inch folding hunter, and Bear has a 5-inch folding hunter, Oh yeah, here we go. Bear MGC again with the tool company, and I have two of these. Again, this one rock solid. There is zero wiggle, zero play, rock solid. But again, it's like it's a pack knife. It goes in a pack. It goes in a bag. It'll even go in my pocket, but it will not go on my belt because I'm constantly reaching back going, did I lose it? Is it still there? Okay, there it is. Okay. So these are not my drug of choice, but it's a close second. So I've got 4 of these, 1 of these, 2 of these. Okay. Sick man. Okay. So now these I will carry, whoops, in conjunction. Oh. Of course, the one time I drop it is on camera, so there you go. I will carry a 4-inch folding hunter in conjunction with a 5-inch, just because there are things that this size is better for. You want to get in and do some detail work, right? It's real simple, choke up, and you can get out past the tip. Like you can get in there and help. It's not going to hollow out a spoon or a cup or a bowl because I've tried and it doesn't. But you can really choke up, get in there, you know, bear down. And you can see I've got 3 fingers, well, 2.5 fingers on the handle, right? And I'm so for the finer things you want to use the point for, a 4-inch hunter, awesome, beautiful. And it's for the heavier work. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here when I clean this up because, well, I've only got a teeny tiny little table to work on. And whoop. So while I'm doing this, a couple of quick updates here. Yet again, this was supposed to be an outdoor video. And again, I was just going to go out, take a little trip around the park, get a little exercise in, and make my lunch. And lo and behold, the sheriff's department showed up because some playground mommy freaked out when she saw the camera and said I was recording her child. So apparently where I live, if you videotape in a city park or a county park, that somehow makes you instantly a pedophile. I don't get it. But we worked it out with the cops. I worked it out with the cops. They just said to make sure I'm, not pointing it at kids so mommies don't freak out, which I wasn't doing in the first place, but here we go. So here's the other half of my problem. I had a piece of private land that I could use. And I only had 2 restrictions. Well, yeah, 2 restrictions. Well, 3 restrictions. Yeah. 1, I could not cut down live trees, which, why would I cut down a live tree? So I don't care. 2, no permanent structures. It wasn't my land. I wasn't interested in building a permanent structure. So again, I didn't care. And 3, I could not use the land from October 1st to April 1st. So I could use it from April 1st to September 30th, October, November, December, January, February, or March. Because it had bottomland to it that got really wet, not flooded, but like really wet, and just walking on it would tear up the turf, right? And honestly, I understand this because, you walk on like soggy, mushy ground, and even if you're being careful, you tear up the grass and it leaves bare spots, which turn into holes. And okay, so I understood that. Anyway, I went to use that property, and every tree on the land was gone. Poof, magic. Called the owner, and he didn't own it anymore, so I can't use it. He sold it to a developer that's going to build houses. Yay. Yay. Err. Um, Now, here's the problem. I can film in national parks, national forest, Washington State Parks, Washington State Forest, provided I don't use that footage for commercial content, which I'm not. And it's not a problem as long as I am one person with one camera and one tripod only, and with the exception of the tripod, the camera and the batteries and everything else has to be inside a pack. I have to be able to carry it with me, okay? Excuse me. Now, here's the problem. I want to put that footage on YouTube. Because of all the influencers, yay, influencers. Here's what you morons have influenced. I cannot put footage of Mount Rainier National Park on YouTube and say, this is Mount Rainier National Park, because when the Park Service sees it on YouTube, and because YouTube makes money, well, now my video is made for commercial purposes, and I'm looking at fines and up to 6 months in jail. Same with the National Forest, same with the Washington Parks, Washington Forest. So, guys, I really hate to lie, because I suck at it. And frankly, I can't remember the lies I tell. So, I can, and I have been told I can, film in the parks and forests as long as I don't say, this is where I am. Yeah. Not an outright lie, but not the truth either. So I would hate to have to resort to that, but I might very well. The problem with that is the nearest state park is almost 2 hours away. The nearest state forest to me is 4 hours away. The nearest national park is 3 hours away. And the nearest national forest is almost 5 hours away, 6 depending on traffic. So here's the deal. I'm going to ask you, please, if anybody has a piece of wooded land in western Washington State, say somewhere in the Tacoma, Olympia area, that I can get to in less than an hour and use, guys, please hit me up, let me know, okay? Don't leave me any of your details. We'll work it out, okay? Just in the comments, let me know if you have a piece of land or know somebody with a piece of land that's willing to let me use it. An occasional fire when there's not a fire ban. Everything's put back the way it is, no permanent structures, and I don't use it in the winter because I'm old and I don't like to suffer anymore. Okay, on with the addiction. So, my next addiction, and it's less so, the big jumbo folders. This is Trade USA, and this is the Cold Steel. This is the Trail Boss 2, and this is the 1250T. Okay, I don't have the case because, how do I put this? I love case. But it's like a family member that they're good, but not that good. Right? I mean, you love them. They're family. You do anything for them, but you don't take their advice. Okay, I'll put it that way. I love case, but their steel is too soft for what I want to use it for, which is hard field use. okay? And yes, I know, the case will hold up, and somebody out there in YouTube land has had one for a gazillion years that their great, 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 great whatever came over on the Mayflower, and he had a case, and he passed it down through the generations, and it still looks like brand new, and it's never been sharpened. I got it. I don't care. Shut up. I'm telling you, 53 to 55 on the Rockwell scale is too soft for what I want to use it for. I would constantly be sharpening a case knife. I love case knives. I have case knives. I love, love, love them. They're soft. I use them in town. I use them at work. But I don't take them in the field. Ever. Never. So anyway, back to these. So, to put them in perspective here, the 5-inch folding hunter, and see if I can, right, to give you an idea, just, it's not that much longer in the handle. It's not. But when you get out to the blade, and I know my camera's moving, I'm sorry, but I had to tip it. You can see there's about a ½ inch difference. Which in the grand scheme of things is nothing. Whoops, I gotta do this again. In the grand scheme of things is nothing, but honestly, for hunting, I much prefer something this size. It's slimmer, and it's actually lighter than the 5-inch because it's thinner. Okay, I love these, and I have 4 of the Schrade, and my addiction to these is not as strong as the 5-inch hunter because I've only got 4 of these and 1 of these. I've got another old one like this one. You can see it's been used and abused and all that good stuff. But I have 2 that are brand new. So I found them on eBay. Somebody had bought them, put them in a drawer, and never used them. This one I haven't used out in the field yet. I'm still using it around the house, and see, Ranch Boss 2. Turn it around, cold steel. Okay, I'm not sold on SK5. Yeah, I know it's good steel, and I know it'll hold an edge. And I have other cold steels that are SK5, and I love them. A Bushman, I have a Bushman that goes out with me time to time, but even then, ow, that sucked. That just bit me. Oh well, that's how you know it likes you. Okay, that's enough of those. Okay, and finally, my last really bad addiction of, yeah, these Scout type pocket knives. Right, so Camillus, Cub Scout, whoops, the Ulster Boy Scout. This is the 4-blade, not the 5. This one even has the belt clip on it. I love that belt clip, by the way. I wish I could find somebody, seriously, somebody out there in YouTube land that makes stuff. Please. If somebody could tell me where I can find, hang on, let me stay. Okay, borrow this. If somebody can tell me where I can find something like this that fits on a big boy belt, this one I can get on my leather belt, but it's really kind of a pain. Like when I'm going out, it's not a big deal because this stays, and if I have to go someplace civilized, right, this will just hang on my belt. And if I need to go someplace civilized, I can always just, slip that in my pocket. This stays on my belt. And if people notice, they generally don't ask. But if somebody can tell me where I can find this or something similar, yeah, could you let me know in the comments, please? Because I love these things. And, years ago, I could have made something similar just because I had the tools for it, but I had to get rid of my tools. They got old, they wore out, I never replaced them, whatever. Okay, but the Scout Style knife. Now, these are good for just general, light duty, right, cutting stuff. It's a cutty knife. Goes in your pocket. I've had one of these since I was 5. The can opener, I don't use often, but I do use them. Just because there are still cans that you need to open with a can opener. And I don't take cans with me if I'm going like way out, but the screwdriver bottle opener, yeah, I know they are terribly outdated, but I can't help myself. What you gonna do? Now, this one I bought specifically for the reamer. Now you can see it's rounded on this side. It's hollow. Whoops, bumped the camera, sorry. It's hollow on this side, which means I haven't done it to this one yet, but it's got a little, can you even see that on this? There we go. It's got a little flat spot there. Now, I love Yakut blades. If you don't know what a Yakut is, it's Y-A-K-U-T. Type it in on the YouTube search bar and you'll see what I'm talking about. Amazing, easy to sharpen knives. But if I lay this hollowed part flat on a stone and sharpen it, this gets razor sharp. So for things like carving, oh, it's amazing. I don't use a reamer for reaming holes. I don't. Cub Scout blade. Now, the Boy Scout blades, I've got 4 Boy Scout knives. I've got 4 Cub Scout knives. Cub Scout knives you can pick up pretty cheap on eBay because these were mostly used by 8-year-old boys who just beat the snot out of them. The 4 I have are in exceptional condition. Yes, the blades have been used. This one, not a lot. I have one that somebody bought and never used, brand new, love it. Okay, and the Cub Scout, the main blade is a slip joint. And this one, the back spring like sucks because 8-year-old boys like to do this. Oh, look, I got a new knife. Oh, look, it closes, it opens. Oh, look, right? So that's why on Cub Scout knives, that's the biggest flaw you're going to find. Weak back springs. Because 8-year-old boys, and this is supposed to have a half stop, you can feel it, but like it's, woohoo, right? It's like it's not there. And if you try to, like, the least little bit of force, here, let me put this on, see, right? Like, it'll hold this up, but you can see it's starting to, but if I go, right, there you go. So, back springs on Cub Scout knives really suck. There is a, whoop, dang it. Screwdriver bottle opener, again, for all intents and purposes, useless. Liner lock, brass liner lock, and also a reamer. This one, yeah, sorry, I should have cleaned that off. This one I had to use, I had to put a hole in the drywall, and that's what I used. Again, liner lock, locks open, locks closed. 3 blades, love them. Smaller than the Boy Scout, obviously. Then, of course, there's the Girl Scout. Yep. Ba-bum-bum. There it is. Girl Scouts. Pretty green. It also comes with a see-through. Okay. And for some reason, the Girl Scouts have a much longer bail than the Boy Scouts. I don't know why, but they do. 4-blade, just like the boys. The thing about a Girl Scout knife is the back springs are always in way better shape, because girls don't show all their friends, ooh, looky, right? Again, screwdriver, bottle opener, can opener, and, whoop. This one has a reamer, but not, it's a different kind. So, it still works, it's a good reamer. I use it on leather, but, so Girl Scouts, you know, unless you're so macho that you just can't stand to have one. This is also Ulster, just like this one, except the difference is, no Boy Scout badge. What? But that's in these knives, that's literally the only difference. Okay. And of course you have the US issue. There we go. This one's the Imperial stainless, and this one 1976. And I got this one in 1982 in the Army. And then of course just the, whoop, sorry y'all, and there we go, Colonial, right? This one's got the sheep. So this is the Mountain Guide in white as opposed to red or blue. And I've got, oh, good Lord, four. I've got 3 of these, and I've got 2 of them much smaller. They're just way smaller. 2 pen blade. I got a main blade and a pen blade. I've got, I don't know how many of these. 6. I had 2 of these, I sold one. I've still got 2 of these, the Mountain Guide, and I've got 2 smaller ones. But, I mean, that's the worst of my addiction. Now, these are awesome in the field, right? Whittling, camp chores, tent pegs, all that good stuff. Okay, love these. Always go out, always have at least one. And you notice I didn't include the I was going to say Victorinox, but the Swiss Army knife, whether it's Victorinox or Wenger, they're the same company now, guys, in case you didn't know. I've got 3 of those. So there. And then, of course, whoops. Ah, dang it. Okay. Just food prep knives. This is the Mercator. It's a German company. Mercator is Latin for merchant. This is the K55. K55K. And the reason this K is turned around backwards is to make it even. Okay. The company still exists. Or the knives still exist. But it's a different company now, and it's the exact same knife. I have one, another one. This one I love in camp kitchen for food prep. It is light. I can literally stick it into the top of a hiking boot while not open. And that's what I have this on here for. I can stick it in the top of a hiking boot, and when I need to use it, just out it comes. Love this. Oh, I love these. I've only got 2 left. I had... I'm not going to tell you how much I had because it makes me look psycho, but... Okay, no. I had like a shoebox full of this pattern. a shoebox. They were dirt cheap. I was young, I was broke. I bought as many of these as I could because I was concerned that I was going to break this one. This one I bought in 1983 I bought this one. And I've used it and sharpened it and used it and sharpened it and cleaned it and scraped it and scrubbed it and sanded it, and the paint, and it is just paint, guys, just comes off. I don't know what they use now, but this was just paint, black paint. Love. But here's something that I don't know if I've ever talked about. All of my knives, I will always have one knife with me that touches nothing but food. This knife, when I take it with me, doesn't whittle tent pegs, doesn't cut rope. This knife is strictly food prep. And I know people are going to go, that's stupid, so whoever you are out there, step away from the keyboard. I don't want to hear about how stupid I am until you hear this. I want to ask you a question. I want you to name the last 10 things you cut with your pocket knife. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's hard to do, huh? If you can do it, it's hard to do. So here's the thing, and I came to this realization in about 1985. I took my pocket knife out and I started cutting food. And I don't remember what I was having, but I do remember smoke coming off of my food. And it stunk. And I started thinking back to what I had used my knife for. I had worked on my car with my pocket knife, and I didn't clean it, and I put it in my pocket. And whatever chemical I had on my knife blade, when I was cutting up my food, the chemical on the blade reacted with my food, and I had to throw everything I had cut with this knife away, because I didn't know what it was. So the reason I always carry one knife that does nothing but food prep is because I can't name the last 10 things I cut with my knife. So that's why. So until next time, guys, while I'm here, one more thing before we let you go. I'm asking you, what direction would you like to see this go? The weather's starting to break here. Of course, today it's cloudy and cold, but yesterday was 64. The day before that was 61. I want to go outside and play. So let me know which direction you want to go. I can tell you this. The whole go outside and do the mountain man thing, not going to happen. Hey, I'm an old guy, right? When I was young, I loved it. I didn't mind the suffering because it was fun. Now it just hurts. So I'm more than willing to go out camping, show some bushcraft, whittling, whatever. But yeah, I'm not going to build these huge elaborate shelters that take 3 weeks to build, and then I just have to tear them down anyway. I'm not going to carry a bunch of extra gear for the sake of carrying extra gear. I don't hot tent because my knees won't take the cold for extended periods of time. So, but kind of give me an idea which direction you want this to go. I know for a fact that knife videos on YouTube are way popular, which is why this is my second one now. But, frankly, I want to get outside. I want to go play. So let me know what you think. Would you please? Again, if anybody, Western Washington, say Tacoma to right around Olympia, if you have or know of private land that'll let me go out and play in the woods, let me know in the comments. Don't give me any personal information in the comments, and we'll work something out. So guys, until next time, this was all about my folding bush knives and my addiction. And by the way, just in case you're wondering, My folding knife addiction doesn't even come close to my fixed blade addiction. But there's only 24 hours in a day. So, until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye now.